Sound mind, sound body. 365 days. 1 year until history is made. A lifetime of preparation that will lead us to the ultimate test. 365 days until we show the world what a sound mind and a sound body can do. See you in Paris.
Stability never felt better. The first 5 miles, you're just getting warmed up. From downtown to uptown, you'll take the scenic route. Tired legs? You'll feel fresh. From first steps to final strides. Steep hills, super steep hills. Long runs, even longer runs. Whatever comes, you can run through it. With stability, cushioning, and more comfort than ever in every step. Because nothing feels better than the adaptive stability and premium comfort of the Gel Kayano 30 shoe.
Live at World's
Day 10,000.
Just needed to really get myself going there. So that's gonna leave a mark. It's gonna get
Your
more and
face
more
is a
red.
little red.
Yeah, my face is gonna be really red.
I saw Femke still had a little mark.
Anyway, I do it because I love being on the show. Presented by ASICS.
I thought you were going to forget the ad read again, and I was going to kill you.
I don't forget the ad read. I just delay it.
I worked really hard to make sure that we could partner with ASICS this week, and I would like to do more with them in the future. So tell everyone how great ASICS has been.
ASICS has been fantastic to us. It's really, honestly, like when people wonder just like how it is that we're pumping out these shows, the podcast is being turned around every night.
Why do we have 10 people here?
Why do we have 10 people here? How are they getting to and from the stadium so fast? Like, all of it has been due in part to ASICS. Is they see that's like some true value in working with us to really help tell the athlete stories, not just ASICS athletes, but just everyone from around the world. And so we're super thankful for ASICS for coming on board to support all of our coverage of the 2023 World Athletics Championships.
I want to just note, we haven't really dived into it much yet. I just want to say ASICS didn't give us any ad reads or anything this whole time, and they just said, no, we just want you guys to do your thing.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, we actually just like you guys.
Do it. It's
Do
good
it.
for the sport.
Be you.
And doing our thing includes being hot, wearing their clothes for 10 days.
So this is the ad read they got.
Yeah. On that note, do we start talking about the events?
Let's get into it.
Loggy.
All right. So for those listening and watching, well, first off, as ASICS people, we're a little upset because Val Allman did not win the gold medal, but we are beyond thrilled because it's still a Team USA gold. Once again, we are here in Tracktown, USA, the Budapest location, and we are winning everything.
6
golds?
I think we're at 6 gold.
Let me look at the medal table. Medal table update. We've got Team USA out with 12 medals, 6 of them gold, 4 silver, 2 bronze. Right behind us, take a guess. You already looked? What's the second country?
Second country.
Through the World Championships right now.
Kenya only has 1.
Kenya has 1 gold medal.
Ethiopia has 1.
I'm just going to say Jamaica.
No,
Jamaica doesn't have any gold.
Any yet.
Jamaica has no
They
gold.
got gold.
Canada has 1.
Burkina Faso has 1.
Burkina Faso, first ever gold. I didn't realize that. I don't think we gave that shout out yesterday.
No, she did.
Is it a tie?
Italy
no.
won.
Spain is in second on the medal table, even though they only have 2 medals. Both of them are gold.
Race walk.
Race walk.
Gotta
People forget about the
love
race
it.
walk. Did we? Maybe.
Stay tuned to find out.
Anyway, so Lagi throws a 4-meter personal best, and like,
Bro, she's freaking insane.
his.
This girl is nuts.
All
Like,
right, take us through sort of like the sequence of events. What happened? You're one of Lagi's really good friends, so like this, I can only imagine how many tears were shed.
no worries, guys. I was just casually crying in the stand and then went to the bathroom and had to wipe my face trying not to cry. But one, I'm so proud of this girl. I was really worried for her in that first half of the competition because she went out and fouled her first throw. Her second throw had her sitting in 12th, and then finally she goes out there and PBs and pushes herself up to 5th place. Then we got Val that goes out there and she throws out a big throw, 69. I don't know the exact number, but 69.27. No big deal, because then Lagi follows up the 5th round and she's like, hey, Val, watch this. Throws a 4-meter PB. Like, who does that?
It doesn't make any sense.
You were looking at the betting odds coming into
Yeah.
this.
Well, so my brother and I, he's not a big track guy, but I got him into it a little bit through the years. He likes track and field. A new hat might be dropping soon. Open up the audience a little bit. I'm okay with track and field, the hat. And I was like, all right, we're on DraftKings. He's in Connecticut, so he could bet. I couldn't in New York. So I told him, like, let's split it. These are the bets I want. And we did a parlay. Val was going to be the lock, and then we had a slightly more long shot. And I was like, hey, by the way, we're not winning that bet because Lagi, who is plus 13,000? 1,300? What was it? 13,000? Won, and she threw 4 meters further than ever, and he was just like, how's that possible? Like, did she just get way stronger overnight? And for those who are not gamblers, first off, teach me. 2, that means if you put $100 down on Lagi, you won $13,000.
I wish I knew about this because I would have put money down on Lagi.
Just as a friend.
As a friend, I would have definitely put money down on her, watching her train and knowing how hard that she has worked. I mean, also to see her progression. 2019, the girl fouled out. And then last year, she came in 12th at the World Championships in Eugene. And now she's coming out with a freaking gold medal?
All right, so I hear you of like, she worked hard, but everyone worked hard. How do you go 4 meters further than ever before? Like, what had to have happened in order? That's thinking about another event. It's like, oh yeah, like this 4 flat miler ran 350. Like, it's such a huge jump because she's not expected to get a medal. Making the final was good. So how do you then step up and do this?
I think 2 things. One, her mental is just, she's a grinder. She's like, I want this at all costs. My livelihood's on the line, just like so many of the other athletes. But not only that, just the execution of it and hitting it perfect. When it comes to this level, everybody is in the same type of shape for the most part. Some people come in a little injured. But on that elite level, everyone's on that same playing field. And to me, it comes down to the mental. No shade to Val, but after Lagi had threw that throw, Val couldn't respond. She threw her worst throw in that competition of 64. So I think it all definitely becomes a mental game at that point.
It's kind of like when she came into 5th, that took some pressure off. Because already then it was like, all right, I'm having a good day.
Absolutely.
And then it's, let's see what we can do.
It's having fun at that point. I think the moment that she jumped into 5th place with a PB, like, you're just literally having fun. You have nothing to, she doesn't have anything to lose, but she does in the track world. But to her, it was, I'm here, I did it, I PB'd. Now let's just get out and have some fun. And the girl's probably having a great time right now.
$70,000 for Lagi.
That's
Augie,
no, it's literally
dinner's on you.
life-changing.
Not even like that's not even accounting for all the other subsequent paydays that might follow.
Absolutely.
And additional, things.
I mean,
that come
she
in
also
from
got the
that.
foundation grant too,
That's
so
right.
she's got a great payday coming ahead of her.
Then your tier 1 the following year. Like it really is a life-changing amount of money for her. Insurance.
Gotta love the insurance, because and one of the things too is she's been battling gout, and so she's been on and off having, and if you guys don't know what gout is, it's basically like having arthritis, tendon.
People used to die from gout, right? Like way back in the day, like old presidents. All right,
Can't
carry on.
speak to
Carry on.
I'm like, I don't know that far. You know about old presidents?
Anyway.
But she's had gout in her foot.
Chris
and
is
so
googling gout president
like,
dead right now.
Which ones had gout? So she's been in and out of a boot, and I would watch her in this boot some days and be like, bro, you're in a boot again? So during training, she's been in and out of this boot. And what'd you pull up, Chris?
Chris
found
typed
gout?
in died from gout.
Oh my God.
First result: gout will not directly cause death. Anyway, carry on.
So to kind of see, I mean, obviously everybody goes through things throughout the season, but just to see a lot of the stress and the work that she's done to finally be paid off and come out with that gold medal, like, girl, you better get your ring next, okay? I'm looking directly into the camera because you better get your ring next. Like, your hand is real light, so this is for your man.
Hey, maybe the light hand helped with the throw. So I'm defending the guy here. It takes people some time.
Oh,
What?
There was no wind out there for them.
Oh.
No wind indicated. These girls are out here throwing, and one of the things that the throwers love when they're not trying to hit standards, they like to have wind to help push those discus a little bit further, and they did that with no wind.
No wind.
I think the field events had a night. And I just want to give a shout out to the director of this whole thing, because the way things timed out tonight was so amazing.
Yeah.
Like everything had its moment in the spotlight, and it lined up so well. I mean, as we move into the high jump and talking about it, like we had full attention on Tambiri and Javon Harrison before things got really exciting in the steeplechase. And when the discus was going on, everyone was watching. It worked out so perfectly.
Yeah. Is that, I guess, like, can you explain to the listeners and people who may not be familiar, is like just what the director's role is in a meet like this? There's meet organizers, all that stuff. Like, just someone who was able to set the schedule.
I don't know. I'm supposed to explain that? I guess it's someone.
It just worked out perfect.
It worked out really
because
well.
honestly, sometimes with field events, you don't know how long it's going to take. Truthfully, the high jumpers could have kept going if the time allowed.
The Italians were not going to leave. Italy, I don't know where Italy is. Map, pull up a map.
Because they traveled well.
They are here.
They are
Do we
here.
have a picture of the shirts? Do we have a picture of the fans?
Yeah, I'm sure Mac will be able to pull those up. But yeah, I mean, they were traveling like Yankee fans in Tampa, basically.
Dude, they had his face on their shirts. That was so dope. And it was in the Italian colors of a little light blue, and they were white. And I was just like, dude, USA, why don't you guys have our face on your shirts?
What I love about this photo that people are seeing on their screen, sorry for the podcast listeners, but is that either Johnny Zhang or Justin Britton, this one, Justin Britton captured this photo. There's a photographer on the other side who captured a very different photo because he's got a half beard going. So the other guy has the bearded side of this same shot. Anyway.
So, Jasmine, break down the high jump for us, and why was this so good tonight?
I mean, these guys were going back and forth, and I believe it came down to the misses.
What series the miss was in, I believe. Is that...
Let me go look, because if I'm being honest, I was so focused on the discus because my girl Lagi was throwing, and that just it took all my attention because I was trying to make sure I got the film because I was,
I believe
catching my girl.
Javon and Tambiri both cleared 236. Barshim did not, and it came down to misses. And so, I mean, Javon was really, really close on that last one. I thought he could maybe pull it out this year. I feel really good about where he's going into 2024 because he is putting it together now. And I think coming out of college, small adjustment period, now he's really hitting flight. He had a great meet. I love the comparison between the two because Javon doesn't like get the crowd going in the way that Tambir does. He even shushed the crowd at the end. Mm-hmm. He likes it a little more quiet, whereas like Tambir is how loud can you possibly be? There were some times that I was nervous he was going to run into the steeplechasers because he was just running around, hyping up the crowd and not looking behind him. And so, like, the contrast between the two styles is really interesting. And normally I would have expected, like...
Because sometimes when you have that clap and that noise, it throws off your approach and your rhythm going into either the bar or to the pit. And so, or even the claps, because I think there was a couple of times where they were clapping for the high jump, and it definitely threw off some of the discus throwers that were trying to throw. And I know for sure that happened on one of Loggy's where I was kind of like, ooh, terrible timing to throw, girl. Sorry about that. But yeah, definitely. I can imagine that it was probably more so he really wanted to make sure he dialed in and focused on that approach. But I'm excited to see where Javon goes. Javon is a jumper, man. He got long jump, the high jump. Like, dude, Jumpman needs to sign him.
I think just in general, first off, I believe he's with Puma, so he's probably not going to sign with Jumpman. But second off, I just think that the high jump might be the event that when the whole stadium is paying attention, it gets so rowdy. And
even at like Penn Relays, I've experienced that this year.
Yeah, and you just need to give it attention, and sometimes it gets lost in the, I don't know, the circus of everything else that's going on. But the Europeans having, you know, in a guy to root for, specifically the Italians, I can't, like, they had such a presence tonight in the stadium.
You guys see his face on that shirt.
Yeah.
There's multiple shirts like that in the crowd, and I thought it was the coolest freaking thing ever. I was like, I want to see more of that.
Yeah, it's sick.
I love seeing that, and I definitely agree. I think Jasmine, our other Jasmine, not me, Jasmine, actually mentioned that when we got here, it was either when we got here or on our way here, just mentioning the fact that it was cool to see how the audience was actually so focused on the field events. And then it was kind of like everyone, as soon as the field events were done, was starting to depart. And the steeplechase wasn't necessarily done yet, but people started leaving from the stadium. And I thought it was kind of cool to see that many people stayed and were so entertained and focused and paying attention to the field events, because we don't get that often over in the field.
Can we shift now to...
I just want to make one quick note. It's sort of like over the last 10 years, I remember there was like a period where we were talking about multiple guys going after Sotomayor's like world record, and Barshim has been in that conversation for the longest time. And when he's fully healthy, like he's someone who can potentially do that. And it's been nice that it's like, when you take the world record out of discussion, it's like same as in running, we're also focused on times. Like these guys are just trying to jump higher than one another. And I guess like from the American side of things, like if you look, I just took a peek at like what our American record is, and like it was set like in 1991, and it was
before I was born.
I remember it fondly.
Charles Austin jumped 2.4 meters, and like it again. Like I guess we keep harping on, and there's clearly a lot of American bias like on this show and
like
podcast.
LeBron would have jumped a little higher,
just a little higher,
yeah.
But like just the fact that we have a dog in the fight now.
Yeah, we need more dogs. It just feels like the U.S. should have the best jumper, because that's how I think we should be in every event.
I mean,
that's where I was born.
That's kind of how I feel too. I mean, a little biased, but like USA. Jamaicans are probably going crazy in the comments.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
So the comment section is just currently discussing that you cannot die from gout. But anyway, you wanted to pivot next?
I want to go over to I know it's just the first round, and we don't always focus much on the first round. What the hell happened in the 100 hurdles tonight? Whoa! 12-4?
What people just saw
By Kenny Harrison?
Dude.
Short circuiting there.
Kenny looks like so shocked herself when she looked up at the screen and was like 12:24.
What is that
She
time?
So shocked that she ran that. I don't think that she was trying to run that fast.
It wasn't long ago that's the world record.
I'm so sorry, but I mean, overall, the results played out. I feel like all of our favorites made it through
top
very
4,
easily.
12:50 or faster.
Everybody was running great. Great job, you guys. But to Kenny's heat 3, y'all held it down. That was the most exciting heat because what were y'all doing? What was going through your guys' heads at that point? You guys thought it was a final?
I was just walking into the stadium at the time, so like I'm being brutally honest here, and like, but then I was just like catching up on like the results, and I was like, oh, I thought I could just miss this first round and get away with it. I was like, I just missed something really special, and like, kind of, there's been chit chat on the internet about like, oh, the Bobby Kersey's camp's having a bad year, just with Sydney pulling out of this and a thing, questionable if she was going to run.
Not a bad year yet. Just we don't know. We'll find out soon.
But it was just sort of like, oh, Kenny's like their last hope to like really just have a good mark for the whole team. And it's like, I think this is hopefully what we're going to see in the finals. She's looked fantastic.
I think what it is
good.
The 100 hurdles is such a rhythm race. Like you have your steps down, you have your pattern. That it's not like one of these where it's like, I just will run it in. Like you still have every single step measured down to the centimeter. Like that is your pattern. That's how you're going to run it. And you're going to jog in, hurdle 8, 9, 10. That's when you would go down.
Yeah.
So you just run the race hard. Like that's it.
And that's literally like, it looked like she was running her race, but not trying to overexert in her race, if that makes sense. And that's why I'm really excited to see how it plays out going into the next round, because she just looked so calm, cool, and collected while doing that run. Her rhythm is looking amazing right now.
So I guess we're not going to have an opportunity to dissect the semis before the final, right? So, I guess laying the foundation for what fans might expect to see. Nia Ali, the U.S. champ.
Yes.
Made it through. Looked good. I believe won her heat. Then Jasmine Camacho Quinn has been on fire all year.
Yes.
Very, very tough to beat.
Yes.
But then I guess the big story coming in is Tobi Amusan. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
I think it's Amusan.
Amusan?
Yeah.
From Nigeria, the defending world champion, world record holder. Didn't know if she would even be here. Ends up getting cleared by the AIU for whereabouts failure. Chris, we're getting to journalism. Maybe Chris should take over. But
so it was the AIU provisionally suspended her for the whereabouts failures, and then after that, it went to a independent disciplinary tribunal that made the decision, and by majority vote, they overturned the suspension, and now the AIU has the option to appeal the decision to potentially, I think, like the Court of Arbitration for Sport, which is kind of, to a lot of people, like the last resort when it's sort of like, all right, you're going to make the final decision on like whether or not the ruling was correct. And tomorrow is when the AIU is going to fully publish like their report on.
Okay, so it's not being decided. It's just the report.
No, but because there's still time for the AIU to appeal to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. Now, if Cass, but it's not going to happen, I don't believe, during the World Championship.
Okay.
So basically, she was cleared to compete. So now, let's say she, wins the World Championships, and then the appeal goes to Cass, and then Cass decides the AIU was right in the first place. Then I guess like they would DQ all of these results.
I don't like this.
I think that I got that right.
Is it just like how many acronyms can we get involved in this?
AIU, CAS, USADA, WADA, everybody. We're just gonna bring all the letters in the alphabet crew.
I mean, YMCA is involved. No.
So
That's tough.
She was asked about it multiple times in the mix zone, and I respect the fact that she stayed and like answered questions, but she did not want to talk about that, it seemed. But she did.
Makes sense.
Off camera to some other reporters, she definitely had some things to say, but didn't like. I think for her at this point, you just got to focus on your race, however best as possible, right? Like
Yeah, and it's hard when it's sort of
It's
like,
hard when your
That's hard.
dissertation comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm like, exactly. That's going to be coming out tomorrow. And it's like, you're supposed to be focused on competing. But now, once that comes out, people are going to be blowing her up.
How many
regardless.
pages
How do
is
you,
that?
like,
well, the thing
who has
is,
time?
is that like this report's going to explain the reasoning of how the ruling was overturned. It doesn't necessarily. So like we'll learn more in the same exact way as like the Christian
can
Coleman.
she skip the mix zone
like,
completely?
Well, they do when the event is on the same day. Like they don't come through after the semifinals, but then
Okay.
afterwards, yeah, there's probably going to be more questions for her. But yeah, no, what we're gonna get tomorrow potentially is the reasoning and the details around the missed tests and all that, or the reported missed tests, because that's how it was with Christian Coleman. And when we learned about the trip to Walmart and the Chipotle visit, like that kind of stuff, I think those are the details we're going to be getting.
Did we
tomorrow.
figure? Yeah. What did everyone eat at Chipotle? Like we gotta know all the details.
You know, it's always so funny. Like, I think it'd be a very interesting job to be one of the investigators on a thing. Like, you have to go to that Walmart and, you know, tell them, like, I need your security footage. And it's like, why? Because I need to prove that this guy was in this
Was
place.
actually
Or,
here.
What
like,
sport?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like, I'm sure,
And
like,
track and field? What?
I'm sure there's so many, like, weird things, and, like, being an investigator of that caliber is just fascinating. But anyway, back to track.
All right. So, Jasmine, who's the favorite?
I mean, that's if I'm going based off what we saw today, I think that's a pretty no-brainer for me, would be Kenny Harrison. But of course, we have our world record holder, who is also,
Toby Amasan.
I haven't seen Jasmine
you know,
Camacho
Kamache.
Quinn lose many races.
And don't worry, I've got to get to Jasmine. And if I'm being honest, I see those as my top three.
yeah.
But I'm Nia. This is hard. Don't ask me these
Who's
questions.
the favorite?
But the favorite is definitely Kenny.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I
don't
think
know
Kenny's
about
the
that.
favorite.
Really? I might still go. I might go Jasmine Camacho Quinn. Like,
Really?
I think.
She hasn't lost.
I know
This is why it's such a good race. We don't even
Like we really don't know, but I'm so sorry. The way Kenny looked, to like the fact that she was shocked. It would be different for me if she didn't look shocked at the time that she produced. If it was kind of like, I know I was running, I understand, but her facial expression changed to, whoa, I ran that? And so to me, that just shows you weren't overexerting in that, and that's a time that you produced.
Oh, I stand corrected that the 100-meter hurdle semis are tomorrow and the finals are the following day. So it's not all on the same day. So
What?
No.
yeah,
What?
she's gonna have to.
Is that
What?
definite?
I think so. She's
That-
gonna have.
We're
to
trusting the YouTube comments. We did tell the YouTubers yesterday that if they just said anything in the chat, we would believe them.
I'm looking at this
don't say
now.
anything crazy.
Semifinals on the 23rd. Final on the. Well, we'll find out. Anyway,
That's
Yeah, that is
interesting.
not-
I'm kind of confused as to like why.
That's not how things always go.
Like that's not how the boys went, correct?
No. Men.
Men, except boys.
Yeah,
The
I'm
little
looking
boys.
at it now. No. Yeah, no.
The little boys
Little
didn't do that.
boys didn't do that. Like what? Sorry, Grant, little boy.
Yeah, no.
All right.
YouTube
Never
comments
mind.
Wow.
are correct.
YouTube comments undefeated.
All
One
right.
for one on giving us facts. And
No,
then-
two tonight. Gout, not
Yeah.
killing us. YouTube comments remain undefeated.
They're winning right now.
All right. Should we move on to what else do we have today?
400.
400. Oh my
Should we,
gosh.
do we bring in our? I think we bring in our fourth man
Yeah. So
Or-
for this one,
correspondent.
Wow.
yeah. So this is a special.
Little boys.
Am I a man now?
Hi guys, change my voice really quick.
We're gonna bring on a special guest correspondent for us. We've got Mitch Metro Sketch, as he goes by on Instagram. Just started his own thing. Straight at it is
Yeah.
what it's called. Right?
You just walk in.
Seats for you, bud.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Jasmine.
Pleasure, Jasmine.
Guys,
Nice to
this
meet
is
you.
our first time meeting.
This is special.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
You've been
Jasmine,
Welcome.
I'm gonna remember that. Okay.
I
You've been
get to
dreaming
interview him?
about this moment all your life.
It's been a long
being on
27
CITIUS
years. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, but thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Glad you're here. You're only
Thank you.
27.
I know.
I think that Caitlin's probably the only young person we're gonna allow, and you
27? You're calling young?
Yeah,
That's an honor. I feel like that's
Jasmine?
pushing it. Yeah,
29 and up.
27's pushing
Sorry,
it. I reckon.
Jazz.
Yeah.
You're cut too.
I'll
Just
take
kidding.
young. Yeah, I'll
Kidding,
take it. Yeah.
All right, so Mitch Dyer, tell the listeners and the viewers, I guess, like a little bit about yourself before we actually unpack some more races.
In under 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah. So grew up running all my life. Obviously from Australia. Spent a little bit of time in the NCAA. So that was a younger version of myself. Came back, worked as a carpenter. Now transitioned into the media, and now I'm here with you guys. So been a pretty productive 27 years, I'd say. I was pretty stoked with it.
Well, I think a more important thing is that you said that you wanted to start covering Australian athletes because you didn't feel like there was enough coverage going down under.
Yeah.
And you're in the mix zone, and the Australian athletes are stopping and talking to you, so they're
Yeah.
getting some coverage now. And you took
launched
it on yourself.
Straight at it. That's what it is. Straight at it _ on Instagram. We're giving you the plug.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, guys.
Straight at
Appreciate
it.
that.
I need to
Yeah.
go follow him, but I don't have my phone.
That's okay. I'll be watching though.
And we had discussed previously before the potential of tapping into you.
Yep.
But now we're finally doing it.
I know, we're here.
Because we met you. You're a real person.
Yep. I do exist.
You know we love a good accent at CITIUS, man. So,
Mitch, thanks for being here.
Yeah, no, thanks for having me. Please, the pleasure's all mine. Thank you.
All right, so we've talked about a bunch of events before. We definitely wanted to save some of the distance stuff for you. But first, I think we've got just the men's 400.
I'm emotional about this.
All right. You felt a wide range of emotions in this one.
Yeah. All right. So
That was
first
so
off,
many.
Wade Van Niekerk, the world record holder,
So emotion number one.
is sitting in the queue room.
Dude, how
Scared.
crazy was that?
Nervous.
I thought he has a chance to win, and now he's in the little
But
queue
now
room.
He's gone, man.
In the little cube
It's not there at all now.
Queue room, like the what is it, like the not the red badge of courage, but I'm trying to make a reference and it's escaping me right now. But anyway, Scarlet Letter. Yeah.
You're in the
Scarlet
little
Letter.
cube.
Jeez.
Very different books.
Yeah.
I don't read. But yeah, what do you have against the little queue room?
It's just that if
A guy of his caliber shouldn't be in there. I mean,
No.
I don't like the little queue room. I reckon it's nerve-wracking as. Like, you walk off the track, then you just got to sit in this room. Like, you're already nervous about if you're going to make the final. There's cameras everywhere. Can you swear on here?
Yeah.
It's shit, man. I don't like it at all. Like,
Hold on, but no
I don't think it's a great
Australian
system.
curses. You're
Yeah,
not
yeah, oh,
allowed
yeah. No,
to
I've
do.
learned. I've lived in the States. I know what I can and can't say. Like, I've done that part of it, but it's yeah, I don't really like it at all. It'd be so nerve wracking sitting there and you're already stressed, and let alone like just waiting for people to feed in and you're out of there. Like,
It doesn't look comfy either. They're
I'm
like,
with you.
So uncomfortable. And then, like, really just sitting there. My part is the replacement. So when you get bumped out and it's kind of like, hey, bro, you got to go. Like, I'm going to move along. I'm going to take your spot and I'm going to just sit right here and wait and hope too. Like,
the best
Whose
is when,
idea was that?
when the first heat is like really slow and the person has to sit there. It's like, we all know you're not
not
going to
making
be
You're not going to be here long. Yeah.
Make yourself comfortable.
You got no shot, kid.
when I've been meaning to just watch from the stadium, because they're not going to show it on TV, but I was wondering, I was like, is there someone whose job is to wipe down the couch? Like, that could be a very unsanitary,
yeah.
disgusting
Yeah.
couch
Have to be.
by the end of the world.
If it's anything like the mix zone,
I was
it
going to
probably
say,
smells
man,
pretty
that
bad.
couch
Oh
would
my
smell
God.
horrific. Oh, that would have some stenches on it for sure. But
Wade ends up in the
Anyway, so Wade's in the little queue room. He ends up making it through, but that's like kind of the first thing that on the emotional roller coaster.
But in that same heat, though, you felt another emotion, an emotion of happiness.
yes.
Uncle Vernon Norwood, a regular guest on our show.
Go ahead,
one of
Bowhead.
our favorites. He had offered to come out and pace the Media 800 this morning as a little tune-up, but he had to make the final this evening.
Not even that, run a personal best, 44:26. And he said afterwards there was gas left in the tank, and his race plan coming into this one was just the fact he's like, the race plan was stay on Wade. And I said, okay, that's a cool race plan, but then at some point you made the pass on Wade. How did that feel? And he was like, it felt pretty good. And I said, how much gas is left in the tank? He's like, you're going to find out. You'll just wait and see.
So you can't mention second and third in this heat without mentioning first in this heat. Otherwise, our YouTubers.
well,
YouTube
absolutely
comments.
crazy. So shout out to Antonio Watson because he also came out with a PB, which was pretty cool to watch. I was like, okay, I mean, go ahead, Team Jamaica, 44-13 or whatever. But Vernon is, he coming for you.
Then in the second heat, Matthew Hudson-Smith takes down the European record, which has stood for like 30 plus
Since
years.
1987.
He's been having a good year though.
Yeah.
Especially a good world champs right now.
Who does he? Do you know who he trains with by chance or no?
No clue.
But I did see a tweet from 100-meter world champion Noah Lyles, which is you're gonna take an adjustment period to get used to just like that title with his name.
Better get used to it.
He said it was like stop sleeping on like Matthew Hudson-Smith, and I'm like, all right, if he said that, then I believe it.
Does he
So,
train with him? I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd be curious. But Karani James finished second in that one. I think someone with so much experience at a world championships and Olympics. It feels like he's been doing this thing forever because he's the 2012 Olympic champion, but makes it safely through. I think, another guy you got to kind of watch for in the medals. And then third heat, Quincy Hall runs 44-43, wins that one. Sean Bailey from Jamaica gets the other big cue.
That was a sad heat to watch.
So it was sad because the biggest shocker was Kyle's boy is out.
I don't even know if I've ever interviewed Steven. I don't know if I've ever met him in any real capacity, but we follow each other on Instagram. I write nice things about Steven all the time because I think he's so underappreciated as an athlete. Like, he does not lose races. World champ, Olympic champ, like, just he's unbelievably consistent. So, like, he cheers for me. I cheer for him. We're boys.
He leaves you likes on your Instagram
I
story.
bet on him. And he 300 meters and he pulls up. He's down. We saw him leave the first heat off the track in a wheelchair. So something
That was sad. And someone else went down too as well. Someone went down after the first 120 of that race.
Who was the other one that went down?
The other one was
from Botswana.
Botswana's Bayapa Nudori. So he's out.
But Team USA, we got 2 into the final. USA.
I'm excited. Go USA. Go out there and get those 2 medals.
I just did
1-2.
I'm doing a quick search on the
Dude, the Norwegian.
Oh, he is a subscriber.
Just so you guys know, the Norwegian
Wow.
kid made it in.
Is that
the reason
subscribe?
that Kyle and Stephen
Wait,
Gardner.
that name is spelled very slightly differently. But that's gotta be him.
He's a
It's
left
so
guy
very
subscriber.
slightly different.
Anyway, picks for the 400. What are you feeling?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody really stood out too obviously from the semifinals. I did love your boy Vernon. Like, his final 100 meters is something special.
Yeah.
Because even when you watched him around the bends, I was sort of like, I don't know if he's shot or whether he's tired. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just leaps out of the ground and he's in front. So I kind of like to see him win it. Like, I don't sing the US praises all that often, but that's a guy that I would like.
You'll have a very short say on this
I was going to say,
podcast.
I might be a one and done here, but I mean, that's a guy that I could get around. And like you said, Karani James, I feel like he's been running since I was born. So the fact that he's in another final, I kind of like to see him mess around and win another one. But
11 years between.
Yeah, that'd be surely a first. Would have to be, but no one really grabs me too much. But your boy Vernon, I'm ready to rock with him.
Vernon said that he could run 145 for 800 last year. He tried to run an 800 earlier this spring.
DNF.
Let me just tell you. He can't run 145. But he does have a great last 100.
I like the confidence, though.
If he wins gold, we are ripping. So in Budapest right now, New Balance has all these posters for their athletes, and there's one of Vernon that's just a couple blocks away. We're ripping that off the
Oh,
wall.
gotta take it.
And taking it home with us. But that's the 400.
400 meter hurdles, women.
Yeah, let me pull up those
Semifinal.
results.
Emka,
It's all biz.
she's on a redemption tour.
She's taking the
Dude.
piss, man. She's gonna win by that much, I reckon. Well, she ran 52.6, and she pretty much
Cruising.
stopped with
Forward.
80 meters to go.
Yeah, she was just I'm just gonna casually jog in. It's fine. And then I was like, dang, this is gonna be tough for Delilah because she got to run with Femke right now.
But you know who had the fastest time? Shamir.
Shamir is on one right now.
Shamir is out to get that medal.
I mean, it's been a little while. It's time to.
It's been so long, and she's gone through so much with missing the team, missing finals, and just finally now I feel like she's in such a good space mentally. And one of the things that I remember her saying was that she tends to start looking when people are around her, but she didn't do that as she's been running lately. So I'm hoping she continues to do that going into the final and just trust her run and keep pushing forward. Don't worry about anyone else. I mean, you're probably going to see Femke, sorry, up front. But, like, I think we have a great shot of coming back with a silver medal and also a bronze medal.
Yeah, Anna Cockrell with the personal best as well, advanced 53.63. And she was confidently also talking about a medal. Jamaica has 3 women in the final as well. They're very excited in the mixed zone as well. You know, what I've noticed is, like, the Jamaican reporters also get very excited. No one really gives them crap, but it's just the Americans who get excited. We're just passionate. Anyway, other than that, I think...
Clip that up, Mac, and post that.
No, do not post that.
Can you edit that part out?
Shamir ran really well out of lane 8. They asked her sort of like, what was it like being out there? And she said, I was just minding my own business.
That's what.
Literally, as she should. I mean, you're also in lane 8. You have nothing to do but mind your business.
My thing is if Shamir doesn't go out too hard through 200 and she saves that 9th, 10th hurdle, then we're getting a medal for sure. I feel it. But, like.
Just don't do what Delilah did, because I feel like she was going based off Femke in that race. Like, I kid you not, they were very close at that first hurdle. I think their 100 coming into their 100 time was pretty much the same. And then going into the 4th, and it was by the time she got to the 6th hurdle, you can see that she was feeling that. And I think had she ran her race, she would have made it into the final. So as long as Shamir does not try to go based off Femke and run her race.
I want one question on this event before we move on to some of the distance races. Will Femke Bol break the world record in the final? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So you're nodding your head, Mitch.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. She's had an amazing year. I mean, even just like taking into account all the diamond leagues and everything like that, I think there's got to be something to be said about not having Sydney in that race. Like, it's her domain. Like, she's the queen of the jungle in this race. She doesn't have to worry. She doesn't have to be the side part. She can be the main attraction. And I think she feeds off that. And I think she's got a whole country behind her. She's in Europe. I don't see why she can't. Like, that 52.6, that was blistering. Like, I think she can do it. Like, I think she can get in that 50s and break the record. And that's not me being a naysayer of like Americans either. Like, 'cause I know I just said that earlier, but I feel like she can come out and do something pretty special. So
I think we
I'd
can
love to
dip
see
under
it.
51. But I don't know if she's going to
I
go
don't
out
know if she's
aggressively enough.
I think she'll be close to it, but I don't think she'll break it.
I don't think it's
I
worth.
think you need someone to push you, but
Yeah.
even though Sydney didn't really have anyone in her vicinity, it was just sort of like there was a lot of people you're watching.
Yeah. This is just Femke's best opportunity to get a gold medal that she's ever had in her career.
Which is going to be great.
And you don't have to go out in 23 point to make it happen.
Yeah.
And like the idea that you're
Disgusting.
going to try to get the world record, it's like you can dial it back a little bit, make sure you're measured, that you have something left to get over those last couple hurdles, and just make sure like you get that stamp on your career, that gold medal right now.
I think that she'll be more likely to break the world record if she's not thinking about chasing the world record.
She's going to get the world. I don't know if she can get the world record. Her season's best will come
Absolutely.
at like the Diamond
Absolutely.
League final.
Undeniable. Yeah.
She'll definitely have a season's best. I think she'll PB. Definitely. I definitely think she's going to come out with a PB. She'll come out with gold. But I think as long as she's not even thinking about the world record, just goes out there and does what she needs to do, she'll be pretty dang close to it. I don't think she'll break the world record, though, but she'll definitely walk out with gold.
Part of me wants it to happen again for more dramatics within the sport.
What would Vince McMahon do is always the question.
What would-
Maybe she
Yeah,
should
dude.
break it.
But
Maybe
it's
that'll
sort of-
bring Sydney back.
It's
Maybe.
like, yeah, honestly, like Jake was talking about how like he never had to sign anything that said like, oh, I'm not running. I guess like now we're in the finals, but what would Vince McMahon do?
Yeah. Celeb shot.
Sydney McLaughlin's music is playing and she enters right for the final. But no, I think the dramatics of it would be, all right, Sydney McLaughlin's world record is broken. Now, what is Sydney McLaughlin going to decide on for the Olympic year? Is it defend that gold medal or stick to this plan of trying to master the 400? So, yeah, I mean, we're going to get some answers in a day. So, quick shout out my fellow Queens kid. It was a rough day out there for Dalil
Dealing
Muhammad.
with some
Achilles injury before this, and like contemplated not running like up until like a week or so ago, but she's like, no, this is why I'm here.
Our 4x4 team is getting really interesting because we lost Britain. Dalila's dealing with an Achilles thing, didn't make the final, but then you got Alexis who crushed it, I don't think anyone would have put her on the 4x4 beforehand. Shamir, obviously. Anna Hall's a contender. Anna Cockrell just ran a personal best.
They're not letting Anna Hall go home. Anna Hall, they're like, you got to stay. Like, you're now on our pool.
Gabby.
You can't go nowhere. Gabby. And now, like, knock on wood, everyone needs to just continue
Talitha.
to stay healthy, please, because we're dropping like flies for this 4x4, and I don't like it.
We got options.
We got options.
We're running out of wheelchairs too here.
Yeah. We got no more wheelchairs.
I used
so
one
stop.
this morning. After the
Men's 800.
Yeah, it's Jasmine. I don't know if you want to stick around for some more distance talk, or we can let you start to catch up on some sleep.
Bye, guys. It's been so fun. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
People always
Bye, Jasmine.
take the sleep option. All right, so the men's 800 was, for the U.S., rough day.
Yeah, it wasn't perfect. I mean, I do appreciate speaking with Clayton Murphy afterwards. He was just like, I got beat. It was a really short interview.
I really enjoyed that, to be honest. Because it's really easy to make an excuse.
Wait, him getting beat? Or?
No, not Clayton getting beat. Because
This anti-American stance has to
stop. I have to cut that out because people are going to be like, get this dickhead off the pod. But I reckon, I like that he just said he got beat, right? Because I think all the time people are looking for something. They're like, oh, well, because of this and that. And he fronted up at least. Like, at least he talked to the media and was like, nah, like, I did everything. I think he said something like, I did everything right.
Yeah.
I just got beaten.
It was kind of similar to the trials last year. He came into the mix zone. Clayton will always stop, and we love him for that. But he gave a similar thing, a statement, and you're like, I don't even know how to ask a follow-up question.
Yeah.
Like
You can't. Yeah, it's just over.
I mean, this is advice for real life. Like, it stuns people when you just take ownership of
100%.
mistakes or, or what happened. And Clayton just did that. And it's unfortunate. But the 800 is so wide open, but also so tight that you have to show up because the difference between the first guy in the field and the last guy in the field is so small right now that we saw time and time again, like these huge packs coming through all 7 of the heats. And unfortunately, Clayton was on the wrong side. And then our other American patriot, Isaiah Harris.
He just happened to draw bad luck in terms of just like his race went out so slow. What was it?
So he missed, did he?
148.
He didn't even get to sit in the.
He didn't even get to see.
I didn't get into the little room.
No.
Yeah.
Lucky him.
And then Bryce Hoppel made it through.
In a very physical race.
It's welcome to the 800, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, for him in particular, it's just chaotic. Just like they were showing the replays on the screen, and when I was like doing that, I was like, "This is like when a stolen base is challenged at a Yankee game, and like all the fans get to see it." But it's like this could lead to a protest or anything, but nothing came of it. Hoppel threw safely and is the only American hope for a medal. But let's just say like a medal is going to be very difficult in this event.
Well, we also lost the Olympic and defending world champion, Emmanuel Carrier.
Out.
Couldn't get moving.
He couldn't get moving this year, unfortunately.
It hasn't been his year, 2023, has it? You always want to see them do well, but eventually you slip into a lull at some point, like whether it's training load, whether it's just like you can only be at the top for so long, but you want to see those guys return. It'd be interesting to see how many finalists from previous championships are already gone.
The 800 is just such a timing event. It just feels like his timing was off. I know he didn't make it, but it was actually, he had a lot of bad races this year, and this one he was at least more so in it.
Emmanuel Wanyoni was the fastest time of the day.
I didn't think he looked that good, though.
No, but the guy who did look good is Marco Arop.
Arop, the text message I received was Marco Arop's the only one who made that look easy.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Oh,
Really?
That is.
Go on.
What do you guys say? That's cap. That's straight cap.
That has never been said on this podcast.
Nah, my man Joe Deng, it was smooth as butter out there. I'm gonna break through this American podcast, and I'm gonna throw some Australian flair in there. Joe
I
Deng,
love this.
man, 143.99 this year. He broke the Australian record. I'm just gonna put this out there because you might have missed this. In Paris, he's come out there. You go back and watch his race. He didn't even get out of first gear. He was cruising, and he's a guy who's been injured. Like he came to Eugene last year. He was injured. He really broke out in the Australian scene when we had our Commonwealth Games at home in 2018. I think he was probably like 146 maybe today or somewhere around there. I think he was third in his heat. Yeah. But, man, if you go back and watch his race, he looked really good. Training partners are Pete Bowl, who sadly didn't get through for Australia. But he's going to do something pretty special. He'll be in that final.
I just this year for Peter obviously couldn't be
Chaotic.
It
Tough.
couldn't be smooth. You don't come into any training session or a race this entire year without a little bit of weight on your shoulder.
Yeah.
I think someone from the AIU in the press conference today was basically like, this was a nightmare scenario.
Yeah.
And I don't know. In America, we sue. I don't know what you guys
I think
do.
look, I can't see. Yeah, I can't speak. I know you guys do. Oh,
Yeah, we'll sue. We'll sue.
Yeah, you get absolutely smashed by that in the States. And I think in Australia, like, he'll do something. Like, of course, there'll be some sort of action against it. But you're right, it hasn't been easy for him at all. Like, it's a hard thing. It played out big time in Australian media as well. Like, there's obviously conversations about how does that information sort of get out and without going through its due process, which it deserved to go through. But, you know, to Pete's credit, like he's towed the line and he's come out. Like, he didn't really need to come out this year, I guess. Like, I think everybody would have understood if he didn't, but he'll be upset that he didn't get through, but he's a realist. He'll be back next year and he'll be fine.
I don't want to completely derail this podcast, but did you know in Australia, not only are their mortgage rates not fixed, but they auction off houses?
Really?
Like, just like straight up auctions.
Have you ever bought a house?
He built houses.
Oh, yeah.
I did build them. Yeah. And hopefully they're still standing.
It's just like live auction. I don't know. Anyway.
What do you mean? Wait, what do you, I don't understand.
It's like way more of like an auction situation than us. Ours are like
what do you guys do?
We got real estate agents doing backroom deals, terms.
Oh, yeah. No,
You guys are just like,
we're out in the street though. Like,
no, like they literally,
they're like,
it's like
smacking the paper, like, come buy the house for sure. Yeah.
It's like if you want to buy the house, show up. We're bidding on the house day.
It's a
like
performance.
an eBay auction in person.
Yeah, it is. And you see it go down and they crown somebody the champion of the house auction and then take the keys, man.
And then every year your mortgage rate is different. I don't know if this is like a universally known
there's
thing.
some fixed mortgage. Like, you have fixed mortgage for a period of time. And
like
then,
a couple years. We got 30 years. You lock that in.
We don't have that. Yeah, we don't have that. But
you
we got
refinance down to 2.8 and you
we
never
got
sell.
universal healthcare though, man. So we're chilling down in Australia.
Yeah, but the outdoor auction is great. Like, what if you're not? You don't have a booming voice. So,
you should come down. You can buy a house.
I've been down. That's how I found out.
Yeah.
I showed up to an auction.
Yeah, you're like, what's going on down there? Yeah. Carl's
Anyway,
walking around with a
what
new
track
mortgage.
and field?
I feel for the person who just found this on their YouTube algorithm, clicked in, and just got that 2-minute whole monologue.
It's a learning podcast.
I think that's universally interesting.
Yeah.
What events do we have left?
No, I'm just saying in this 800, one other storyline to kind of watch is these Algerians are sneaking by. Like, none of the Algerians won their respective heats. Sajadi was second in his, and the sixth heat. Slimane Moula was also in it. I mean, these are the guys to watch. Maybe like on paper right now, like you didn't think it, but yeah.
Their last hundreds are wild.
Yeah.
Wild.
Like,
yeah. All right, so let's move on from that.
are we going? What do we have left? The 1500.
But we had the 1 sec. I'm having so much trouble navigating this website.
I believe.
Men's 800, women's 1500, and then the
Steeple.
Let's go to the 1500.
Let's do it.
I think someone said it last year, and I got really mad at them when they said like, "Oh, like Faith just going out crushing everyone's like just not that exciting
I said
anymore."
that.
You said, I don't know if you said the B word. I don't know if you called it boring, but I was like,
did.
"Oh," and I got on you.
And then I showed up to Kenya and being like, "I hope you forgot I said that." And it
But
turns out,
I'm on board.
yeah.
It was just, for me, I was looking at the race for third more than the race for the win because it was just Faith took it out and just controlled the race from the very beginning. The first 100, I was like, oh, we're going for a world record again.
That was quick, man. That was so fast.
And then she settled.
Yeah.
Granted, it settled into, 354. But it's just controlled the entire race from the front. I don't know. I saw you out there in the Media 800.
Yeah.
I don't think you're passing Faith Kipyegon.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I think Faith Kipyegon's lapping me after my Media 800 this morning. But I think you're right. It's not. Yeah, boring is probably an apt word, but the thing for me is I don't like about championship racing sometimes is that there's just too much respect. I get that you have to respect the previous champions and I can't remember what athlete it was either actually talking about that. I can't remember who said it to him. It was in the men's 1500, and he said something like, "Oh, we respect Jakob too much in there. He taps you on the arm, you're letting him out. You're not giving him the race, but it's sort of oh, it's Jakob, we better let him through." So I kind of
elbow her.
Just throw your weight around, do something different.
Yeah.
But you're not going to outkick her. We've seen that throughout the year. So why not just go out there guns blazing and at least make something of it? If you're not going to be in a position maybe to be there at the end, try and take the race out of her hands because, we saw it tonight. She just absolutely decimated them.
For the record, lap. I would obviously not do this. I never did it to Centro when I was racing. I'd be like, oh, you want to go? Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
You don't have to give him the path of least resistance every single time. You can fight him for the lead. You can make it difficult. You can try to do that without necessarily sacrificing your own race because it is, now you get into a battle of surging and worrying about someone else. Yeah. And now maybe second, third, fourth slips away from you. But I do think that's a great point. They let Faith completely run her own race and just was like, oh, you want to go now?
Yeah, time to go.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
The Ethiopian who finished second, Deriba Watelji, and then she kind of was always up towards the front behind Faith. I guess when you're talking about that kind of letting Faith do her thing, and that's ultimately she won from the front. I kind of feel like Sifan Hassan would have been the one person who could have disrupted that in some way.
Yeah.
But she just went with her typical, I'm going to go to the back and then just kick really hard.
She's 10,000 meters in her leg that Faith does not.
Yeah. More than that because of the rounds.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but that would be 10,000 more than Faith. Yeah. Faith had to run the rounds still. But no, Sifan, look, she could have done anything coming into this. Ultimately, I think Faith's the best 1,500 runner. I'm much more interested in watching Faith in the 5,000 than I am the 1,500. We're saying, oh, if it's boring, Faith's win. That's a compliment.
Yeah.
Right? I think at this point, for Faith, every additional medal that she earns not only earns her the title of the best women's 1,500 meter runner ever, but she is fully comparable to El Garouge as the best 1,500 meter runner across the board.
Period.
At this point, world records and everything, so many medals. And look, El Garouge never made it boring. He still had to really race. She is much more dominant than he was.
Yes.
Yeah. Faith Kipyegon's final lap, 56.58.
That's moving.
Unofficially.
Unofficial.
The funniest part was, Ciara Mageean finished fourth.
Fourth place, new
Irish national record.
She had, but the Irish national record.
356.61, right?
Ciara had a great year. And I'm just thinking about seeing her indoors at the indoor Grand Prix. And, I think she dropped out of that 3K, had been dealing with some injuries and just the turnaround. Ciara had, that is a great race for Ciara, and I know what a medal would have meant to Ireland, but they will still celebrate the hell out of that.
100%. I think it's a real testament to women's distance at the moment, middle distance and distance. It's in a really beautiful spot where I really feel like it's sort of kicking the arse of men at the moment in terms of entertainment value and seeing the goats of those events really start to come through, obviously with Faith and everything like that. But the records are starting to tumble. Like you just said, Ireland's going to celebrate having a 356. Years ago, that would probably have seemed like an absolute impossibility. I think countries are starting, and speaking as a country that hasn't been a dominant force, but even Australian women, we saw 4 national records from 4 women in Australia this year. unheard of for us. So I feel like countries are now coming to the party. That's been elevated, and like women's distance is just killing it. Like it's really awesome to see.
We'll give you your moment to preach on Jess Hall. She was happy.
Friend of the pod. We
friend
love
of the pod.
Jess.
Yeah, spent a lot of time in the States. Now she's
Yeah.
back in Australia. Obviously, she was with Pete Julian for a long time, but yeah, she's just a beautiful person as well. Like I feel like she would be sick of me. Like I don't know if Jess watches this. Hi, Jess. But like she'll be sick of me because I've been commentating her or like interviewing her all year, and every time like she always has so much time for you and is always very willing to explain her race. But she's just a gutsy racer. I feel like you know you're gonna get the best effort out of her, and you know she's gonna put herself in a position to try and win. Like I was really proud watching her, and then she's, as I said, transitioned back to Australia. Like a lot of change for her this year to come back out 7th, which equals her best like major championship performance. I thought it was really commendable. So no, she was pretty stoked in that media zone. Like you never know in that media zone what you're going to get either.
Yeah.
Like you're trying to read facial expressions from a distance, and I'm sort of like, oh shit, like are they keen to talk or not? Like I'm sort of like trying to nudge them on the shoulder or whatever, but she's always game. So I think Australia would be pretty proud of that one.
And then we get to preach on Corey McGee, which she was, a bit disappointed with, finishing 10th, 401. Like, again, like she's just knocking on the door of 4 minutes and believes it's going to happen at some point. I believe it's going to happen at some point. But just a couple tactical mistakes is what she admitted to. And but again, like 3 straight global championship finals, she's taking massive steps in the right direction.
We need a relay. And I think that's how we can maybe contend with Faith, is a 4x1500. Because the Australian squad has...
We do some special stuff, yeah.
You've got 4 deep.
We do have 4 deep.
The
We've got
British-
more than 4 deep. We're stacked.
The British women have 4 deep.
Yeah.
The US have 4 deep. Ireland's got 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Obviously, Kenya's got 4, but it's... that 3rd and 4th, like we can start contending a little bit better.
Yeah, it
and
starts to break it up a
Ethiopia
little bit.
too,
Yeah, it
like,
opens it up a bit more.
I think we go 4x15. That's what we need to do
World
when we're
Relay
getting
is
bored.
back.
Yeah, World Relay is. I don't know if that's even still. I don't know what happened.
No, it's
to
back
that.
next year, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
They got rid of every distance event.
Is that the one in the Bahamas?
It was. Yeah.
What a team.
Yeah. Anyway, the 1500. Look, Faith deserves her flowers. Kudos to her for making it so obvious that she's gonna win from the first step.
Superstar.
So,
Yeah.
the 5K more interesting. I don't know. Like, can Gide or Sige or Safan contend in a 5K better than in a 1500? Probably not. But it makes you think a little more.
Random side tangent.
Is this about the Australian mortgages?
No.
We should go back to that though. We should talk
put a
on
pin
that.
on that one. What if a thing Mo was in this one? I think someone mentioned like a thing Mo in the YouTube chat. A thing Mo is someone said a thing Mo is our best hope of medaling in the 1500. Agree or disagree?
This year?
Give it a year.
Yeah. I think if a thing at this point, she's won me over on the potential in the 1500. And if she committed to the 1500, and yeah, I mean, I don't know.
What do you say, Ajay Wilson?
Ajay's coming back in the 15. You just wait. I've been saying it for years.
I feel like now I think at this point, Ajay's just making it a bit.
Yeah.
Like Kyle
Ajay-
always think I'm going to run the 1500.
She's like, geez. No, I think that's a good point. I mean, look, if you're going to run as fast as Faith is capable of running, then you better as hell be able to run 155, 156 for 800 meters.
All right. Then we had the men's steeplechase final. I'll be honest, I was a little busy in the mix zone at this one because people were coming
We can
through,
take it
so
from here, Chris.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What the hell is Lamecha Girma thinking letting this go slow?
Yeah, I don't know why you're playing the hands of someone who's got like a lethal kick, but I think it's. But I say that sitting here as a bloke who ran 2:16 this morning in an 800. So I mean, like, these guys are probably like, "Who's this peanut?" But yeah, I mean, it probably comes back to that respect thing again. Like, I think, yeah, you've got to inject something into it. You've got to do something to break this sort of stuff up because the champions, they know how to win, they know how to kick, they know exactly what they're doing. You play into it and feed into it. It's like you can't be shocked at the end when they start to roll over the top. I mean, Yeah, it was an interesting race.
El Bakkali came in 7-1 lifetime against Lamecha Girma. Girma, world record this year in the steeple, world record in the flat indoor 3K, ran 3:29. It was just like, I don't know, you look like you're pretty good at running fast.
Yeah.
So why let it go out in 2:50 for the first K and turn this into a jog fest? And then it was very obvious when he finally started to make a move, 2 laps to go. El Bakkali was covering no problem and was so much smoother going over the hurdles at a faster cadence. And then, especially in the last lap, like I think it's possible that Girma even had more left in the tank. He just can't sprint over the final hurdles as well as El Bakkali does. And so El Bakkali, Olympic champ, world champ, world champ again.
Yeah.
Like, the dude wins.
I think there's a big difference between being a good athlete and a good racer as well. Like, obviously, world record holder, but I mean, you just mentioned a 7-1. Like, El Bakkali he knows how to win. He knows how to get to these moments, and he never looks overawed either, does he? Like, he could be sitting anywhere in that pack, and you're sort of watching him, and you're thinking, geez, this guy knows exactly. He might not, but he looks like he knows exactly what he's doing, and that would be enough to, like, you know, I'm sure you've run the most elite out of any of us, you and Mac, but like, if you're in a race with someone who just looks composed, feels composed, I'm sure that's, you know, kind of rattling in these situations.
Well, especially once you start to try to pick it up and he doesn't give a you know, and it just wasn't going to be a hard enough move. There wasn't enough real estate to make the distance that you needed. And so, look, he just gets it done once again.
Does this take the spice out of like their future battles, or do you think like at some point it's going to click for Girma?
Now, Girma needs a teammate to help him out, honestly. Like, Ethiopians have never been scared to use team tactics. He had a teammate in the final.
Way back.
Look, you finished 11th anyway. Like, take this thing out for a quick 2K and then finish 11th.
Why not?
Like, that's what you got to do. I don't know. Like, Ethiopia has the ability to win a gold medal in this event, but it's got to be fast next year.
Then the bronze medal was a battle between two Kenyans who were just holding on for dear life into that last
They're
lap.
lucky this was not a 2-mile steeplechase.
Yeah, because behind them, George Beamish was closing hard. So Abraham Kibiwat ended up with the bronze medal over Leonard Bett, but Jordy Beamish was closing hard.
Yeah, I think he passed like 5 guys the last 400.
Yeah.
And he
Classic.
said, I had a great interview with him afterwards. We spoke for like 10 minutes. And George was basically saying with 600 meters to go, he's like, I saw the bronze medal. Like, I saw those guys starting to fall apart. And he just had let a little bit too much go. And so for him, it was almost like he was so happy. And I think he's going to still enjoy the fact that he's 5th place, a guy who just started steeplechasing a few months ago. And, you know, like, talk about a trajectory in the event. But I think at the same time, there's a small piece of him that was like, 3rd place was there for the taking. Like, that medal he is capable of, and obviously hoping to take that experience, that momentum with him into Paris next year. But I think everyone who is a George fan super excited about him. I don't know, like 5th. Come on.
Yeah.
He didn't make the final last year in the 5K. There's just been a man caught between 2 events for so long. Turns out he's pretty good at jumping.
No, and I think like at the very beginning too, like of the whole George Beamish steeplechase experiment, there were a couple question marks. Like, he's very injury prone. Like, what are we doing throwing him into this event? And like, it's paid off.
I asked him. I was like, "You are a guy who we always knew was very talented, but you always got hurt. So why would you go to the steeplechase? And how is it that possibly worked out? It seems very dangerous to do the steeplechase." And he basically said once he was able to get healthy enough, that's then why he was able to do the steeplechase. So it was kind of reverse. It's not like he's healthy because he's doing the steeplechase, but he was healthy enough.
To then get into the steeplechase. Yeah.
But no, it was great for him. Shout out Coffee Club boys. Excited for that eventual emergency
Recap episode.
Is the coffee club, you guys know about this down in Australia? It's a fun one.
Oh, wait, about the coffee club? Mate, big Mergie and Ollie are on it. What are you talking about? It's all coming from down where we are. He's a New Zealander as well. I'm surprised you guys know about it, to be honest. That's our thing.
So tomorrow, Chris, what do we have on deck? I believe the big one for the former distance guy over here, the men's 1500.
Men's 1500. Yeah. So we've got the finals tomorrow. Women's pole vault, men's 1500, women's 400, men's 400 meter hurdles. Wow.
Damn.
Like, that right there. I'm just like looking at those the last 3 events. Men's 1500, which is going to be Jakob versus the world. And then it's women's 400. Marlady Paulino is going to throw down something disgusting. And then Carson versus Rye versus Dos Santos. Tokyo rematch part 2.
Trevor Bassett.
And Trevor Bassett. Like, to close it out, I mean, it's going to be a great day of track and field.
And we finally have morning again, you know?
We're back.
We're back.
Although it's been nice not having the morning, I'm not going to lie. It's been nice to have some time.
Yeah. We filled it, but we found a way to fill it, believe it or not.
Nice, guys. Well done.
Really, really excited for tomorrow. I mean, again, we're not even over the halfway point yet, which is scary. I should probably call my family. But man, I love track and field so much. This was awesome.
Mitch, you crushed it on your CITIUS Mag debut. You want to do this again tomorrow?
Yeah, if you guys will have me. If I haven't like pissed off half the Americans for looking like I'm ragging on them.
Did the comment section like Mitch? I didn't get to check, or they haven't even.
Comment section, give us a thumbs
I mean,
up.
if they can,
thumbs down.
If they can understand
Or
me.
thumbs down for Mitch.
Hopefully. Yeah, if it's thumbs down, it's okay. Like, I'll only cry about it later. But, like, if you don't like me, you don't like me. That's okay. I'm glad you guys had me on. It's a thrill to be on here, so I appreciate it. But
always down to experiment.
yeah, thank you.
Try anything once.
Whoa. Hello. It's turned into a bit of a different podcast now.
All right, everyone, on that note, thanks for watching. We'll see you again.
Can I say one more thing?
Oh, he's going to get the
It's
last
not
word.
rogue, I promise.
Is it about aces?
No, and it's not about Australian mortgages either, actually, funnily enough. Can I say happy birthday to my mum? It's her birthday back in Australia. You're not watching this, but I'll send it to you. So happy birthday, Mum. Love you.
Look at that. People are saying, love Mitch, thumbs up, good, good bloke.
Good bloke. Don't pretend like you can't read that word. That's an easy word.
He gets
Come
a
on.
pass for now. Tell the Aussie to come back. Bring
now.
on more cussing. Yeah, everyone's giving you
Yeah,
thumbs
so
up.
there's only one word I can't say on here, right?
That's
we've
where
talked
you
about
don't
this,
even say what word you can't say. God
okay.
damn it.
But every other word's green lit though, but that one
The
word.
A6 deal will get caught real quick.
It's bold. You guys are giving me that's a dangerous game you're playing, but
Cut his mic, man.
yeah, I'll behave.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much for joining us all tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with the Crazy CITIUS Mag Live. Are you going to preview who's going to join us?
Yeah, tomorrow on CITIUS Mag Live. So I believe that's going to be at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. I hope you brew yourself a nice cup of coffee because we're going to be sitting down with the one and only Fred Curley. Fred Curley coming on CITIUS Mag Live. We're finally getting an interview with the man himself. I'm very excited.
I don't know if Fred has ever spoken to anyone in media for 30 minutes straight, but we're going to do it.
Challenge accepted. All right. Tune in to CITIUS Mag Live tomorrow. Catch all of the interviews that we gathered in the Mix Zone on the CITIUS Mag YouTube channel. Subscribe to the CITIUS Mag newsletter. David Melly is cranking at it right now.
Lap count coming out tomorrow. Buy some land.
Buy some land from Australia
Yeah.
at a
Street auction.
Street auction. But it is 12:33 in the morning here, but we do it because we love track and field.
A6. Sound mind, sound body. 365 days. 1 year until history is made. A lifetime of preparation that will lead us to the ultimate test. 365 days until we show the world what a sound mind and a sound body can do. See you in Paris.